Hey, good day folks. Today I'm looking at upgrading one of my projects to Zeek 0.16. So I have this little lightweight sqlite wrapper for Zeek. Now one can call the C functions directly from Zeek, but sometimes it's quite convenient just to have a more Zeek native experience. So what we'll need to do today is we'll need to get this project built with Zeek 0.16, and then I've got an example that demonstrates how to use this little project, and we'll need to make that example work. I'm going to start by updating the Zeek build zon file. There's a couple of changes that I want to make here, and I don't want to forget about it when I tag the changes later. So first of all, we'll need to update the project version. I believe at the moment this is unused, but I just kind of want to get in the habit. Then the Zeek version would be 0.16.0. Next, I'm going to create the header file for the C translation unit. So this should just be include sqlite 3. And then what we can do is we can delete the old c.zeek file. We can now update our build.zeek file. So we're going to start by adding that C translation unit. Okay, so the root file is the new header file we created. Now what we want is we want to assign the target and the optimize options, and we would need to link the sqlite library. Okay, then we'll need to add that C translation unit to our root module as an import. Finger trouble there. Okay, previously what I had is this link system libraries function, which would link the sqlite library to our executables or library modules. So that won't be necessary anymore, so let's just delete that. And now we should be able to build and test. Okay, so we have a compilation error, and it's telling us that on line 4 we've got an import of c.zeek, which we deleted. So let's just quickly fix that. Okay, that should do the trick, so let's just test again. Now all 32 tests passed. So that was pretty easy. Okay, so what I've done off camera is I pushed all the changes to my Codeberg repository, and what we'll need to do now is we'll need to fix up the example application to work with Zeek 0.16. So to start, I'm just going to fetch the main version of my SQLite wrapper. Now this might take a few minutes. Unfortunately, we're competing against the big tech AI scrapers for resources, and Codeberg's infrastructure is a bit stressed as a result. Okay, so it took a couple of minutes, but we've got the new dependency, and it said that it's overriding the existing dependency. Something that I've noticed is that it's now creating a new folder to keep the Zeek packages dependencies. So I'm just going to add that to our gitignore file. So if we now do the status, yeah, okay, that's all good. So the example application is based on the example C code from sqlitez website. So the way we would run it would be typically Zeek build, run double dashes, then we're going to supply it our database name, followed by some SQL instruction. So just create table empty. Okay, like that. Now it failed to compile there because we've got a problem in our build file. And what it's unhappy about is the linking of the system libraries. Cool, let's try it again. Righto. Okay, so now we actually get some failures in our code, and it has to do with the way we would get the command line arguments. Okay, so what it's unhappy about is the way we would get these arg variables. Now we've got this new init parameter. And so instead of finding it from some kind of global variable, what we'll need to do is ask the init variable for this. We're going to get the vector. Now let's just double check here. Vector's got a, where is it? Okay, so the vector's type is different as well. So I'll just need to update that in our code. So over here, and I've got one more function where I used it, where it will be unhappy. Okay, so let's try to run this again. Okay, so this time it worked. Okay, so we're done with this project. If you like this video, click on the like button. If you want to see more, click on the subscribe, and I will see you with one of my next videos. Ciao.